Hello there guys, this is Kev from KRT Electrical Services. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for the support, and this is another used, abused and reviewed tool review. So guys, on today's episode our offering is the Veto Pro Pac MP1, which is a miniature tool pouch which goes on your belt and you store your tools in it which you need ready access to. Now guys, I've just checked back and I ordered this on the 19th of September 2001, so I've had this approximately 2 years and I've used it pretty much daily, and as you can see the condition of it is not quite as new, but it's in pretty good condition, and we all know from Veto Pro Pac bags and products they're very well built, they're really hard wearing, and generally they're very functional and make your life easier. So let's get into this. I'm not going to do a review of what I've got in here, but I will show you what I've got in here. But basically I'm going to just go through how I use it on a daily basis. So the Veto Pro Pac MP1, it's approximately 200 in depth or length, 120 wide, and approximately 100 deep. So yeah, it's quite compact, and what it does, it hangs on your belt. So you've got this poppered loop here, quite a sturdy popper as you can tell, and that loops around your belt, which I'll demonstrate afterwards, and then it does up like that, securing it, hanging off your belt. And then what you have is this hard bit of leather at the back, which is quite stiff, and if you've got pockets, then this will go into a pocket to hold it nice and tight to your body like that. So moving around to the front, what we have is a tape holder for any tape measures that you may wish to hook on. Then we have lots of pockets. So we have some couple of pen pockets, 1, 2, 3 pen pockets, 4 pen pockets in total, and then we have the slightly bigger compartments. So we have, whilst we take those out, we have a number of different size compartments, as you can see. So we have the main compartment in the middle here, which can be used for putting screwdrivers in, for example, or torches, or some cutters if you want. And then you have 2 slightly smaller pockets at the side, which again is big enough to fit a screwdriver in, a torch, some cutters, or whatever you may wish to use it for. Then we have another pocket here which is equally the same size as these 2 side ones. So unladen, with nothing in it, it's very light. As I say, it's made of like a canvasy material, which is then has got like an extra canvasy material strips up the top, which is obviously stops the wearing away of the main material of the body of the bag. And as you can see from this one where I've been using it, there is a bit of wear there, and then on this main pocket there's like a leather bound bit around the top, again to obviously stop wearing away this main compartment of the tool pouch. So overall we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 little pockets of various different sizes. So you can fit a lot of stuff in this little tool pouch, but obviously if it's hanging off your belt, you've got to bear in mind the weight, because it will pull your belt down sideways if you overload it. So what I have in mind and how I have it set up is I have a screwdriver in there, and then I put my cutters there so they're readily accessible from the from the front of the pouch, because if you have it facing that way, I have it on my right hand side, they're readily accessible. Then I have a Milwaukee knife, which, let's fold that down, and I have that hooked over the side like that. Then I have a uni light, which is the IL375R, and I have that tucked in a little pocket there, just so when I'm in tight spaces I have a torch, an inspection torch, readily available that I've just, you know, got on my belt. I also have a volt stick, a Q-Tech volt stick, which obviously we all know shouldn't use to be, you know, to prove dead, but they're a handy indicator sometimes as to whether something's live. I have that in there, and then I have a couple of different pens. So I've got a tracer, permanent marker, which lives back there for marking cables. If I'm pulling cables through, like switch cables for example, I can mark them up using that. And then also I have a Pica dry long life automatic pencil, which also lives in there. So as you can see guys, I don't tend to overload this. I don't have a tape on the front of it because this is quite a chunky tape. I don't have a tape on the front of it because again, I'm conscious of the weight, that I don't want that hanging down on my belt and on my hip. So I don't have it that loaded up as to, you know, as to what it could. But I find this absolutely brilliant. As I say, I bought this 2 years ago, and I've pretty much, and you can see by the condition of it, it's in pretty good condition, but I've used this pretty much every day at work, especially when you're up ladders. You don't want to keep on getting up and down, or you're in lofts and stuff. You've got everything you need here to terminate some cables, screwdriver, cutters, knife, torch, etc, etc. So guys, I just want to demonstrate on how you put this on and how it sits on your belt. So firstly, you undo the popper, and then you loop that around your belt, as you can see. Pull it up and then popper it shut, if you can find it, like that. So on these shorts for example, I've got these pockets which flap around all over the place, which is a reason I like this, because what you can do, if you've got a normal pocket or that pocket pouch, you can just loop that in there, and that sits lovely and stable on your hip, and you've got everything readily accessible. You can just get it out, it's all at hand for everything you need at that moment in time. Also, what I like about this is it literally takes 10 seconds to put on and off. So you saw how quickly I put it on, and when I get back in my van, I don't really want this sitting on my hip when I'm sitting in the van driving. So all you do is literally undo the popper, pull it out from underneath your belt, and that's it. It's off. So, do I recommend the Veto Pro Pac MP1? Well, absolutely. I've been using this for 2 years, as I've already said. When I bought it, it was $79.99. I still think it's that price. But for something that's quite small, but you can carry quite a lot in it, I think it's absolutely brilliant value for money, and it's so handy. There are other tool pouches out there, other tool pouch systems out there, but they all seem to be a lot bigger. Whereas actually, I quite like this one because it's got the essentials in it that I need without being overloaded or too big and bulky on your hip, where it's going to bash up against stuff when you're trying to get through awkward places such as lofts, etc. So yeah, the Veto Pro Pac MP1, it's been used, it's been abused, and I'm now reviewing it, and I thoroughly recommend it. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for tuning in for this very short tool review. If you do like the content I'm putting out, or the tool reviews, then please consider subscribing, liking the video, and also get in the comments to tell me what sort of tool pouches you use, if any. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to Amazon for this. I'll be completely transparent. If you click on the link, I'll probably get a very small kickback, but to be honest, I'm taking the time and the effort to do this review so you can see it. So yeah, thank you very much again for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.